let's go ahead and start to get things started. Who says that? I'm not even gonna let this finish. Alright, let me go ahead and share this screen. Share the screen real quick. So for those who I've sent the Zoom to, when they wanna, if they wanna hop on, they can. Make sure to unmute myself there. Make sure everything's good over here, solid. All right. Ooh, I almost forgot to get on my phone, so that if somebody asks a question, I could always answer them. Whoops. All right. Ooh. That was definitely not remote, but it's all right. All right, let's go ahead and get started.
This meeting is being recorded.
Good evening, everybody. You know why I'm here. Thank you for checking out another one of my weekly Forex analysis. It's your boy ABK, and I appreciate y'all for being here. And for those who are listening to the playback, of course. First of all, let me go ahead and hide this, and let's go ahead and get started. So you guys know how I do. I usually look at the fundamentals before I get into my charts or anything like that. Just take a look at them and see what could potentially affect the pairs that I'm trading, or what could apparently, well, not apparently, but there are times where the US dollar will affect the whole market, right? So, but anyways, OPEC JMC meetings, that's all day Monday. That has to do with oil and stuff like that. So if you are a trader of oil, you want to watch trading tomorrow. 11:30 a.m. we have RBA rate statements for the Australian dollar. Tuesday we have RBA Governor Lowe speaks for the Australian dollar at 1 a.m. Central Standard Time. 9 a.m. Central Standard Time we have USD PMI, and we also have FOMC at 1 p.m. So I'm definitely watching for that FOMC, and then you gotta watch for that sometimes. 9:30 p.m. Central Standard Time on Wednesday, Australian dollar, we have Governor Lowe speaks again. No news Thursday, no high impact news. And Friday, 5 a.m. Central Standard Time, we have GBP pairs. Governor Bailey will be speaking, and 7:30 a.m. Canadian dollar, employment and unemployment rates. So that's what's going to be going on with the fundamentals. Definitely going to be watching. I have to be paying attention Tuesday and Wednesday. I have to pay attention to the US dollar because I am watching for that to move. So now that that's over, let's go ahead and go over to the charts. And so I know last week I had mentioned that I was going to start only using arbitrage to chart up and stuff like that, but it didn't feel good to me. I didn't like how it was personally. So I'm just gonna go ahead and be doing, just my technical analysis, showing you guys what I'm seeing, and just keep giving the same value that I've been giving. I feel like that is just better for me. That's just better overall. So weekly time frame, going on over to the US dollar first. I love this wick that I've seen to the upside. I did mention on Friday that as long as price holds at the supply zone, which it really did, it did amazing. I love that wick that it left up there. I do want to see price come back down to this buy box and then continue going bullish, right? And so that played out I was really happy to see the weekly candle close like that. So daily time frame, same thing. I love this bearish engulfing candle that we have here with the high wick to the upside. I'm pretty sure that there's volume there, and that's just NFP. It came and gave us the setup that we wanted. But overall, guys, you guys know how I always say I'm technical analysis over, let me put this full screen. Technical analysis over fundamental analysis over here, and for me personally, because I know that the setup is there and that the market makers only using news to really go and like move the market, you know. So overall, still looking for this downward push to the down on the USD. I'm really loving that push to the downside. Just remember though, I am still watching to see if price is going to do something like this, right? Although yes, this is where I want price to come to the buy box, I am still watching to see if price is going to move from this, you know, from this bullish push down to these lows. Let me actually switch this off real quick. There we go. Down to these lows of like 90.460 or 90.216 from the low of 89.529 and a high of 92.740. That is possible, right? That is very much possible, but that's not what I'm looking for. What I am really looking for is for price to just move down to these lows of 91.040 and 90.858. That's where I'm really looking to get into buy positions on the US dollar. But again, that's why I have this alert here, and I'm keeping that alert there because I am watching for it to potentially get activated. You know, if it gets activated, then I'll be like, okay, now is the time that I'll be looking for potential swing opportunities. Because again, on this daily time frame, we still don't have a higher high on the DXY. We still do not have a higher high. If I were to draw a trend line from here to here, we could definitely tell that that trend line got broken. But then if I drew one from here to here, then we could see that this could possibly be respecting. Now, although I don't, first of all, let me change this. Yeah, it works. Although it's kind of too thick for me. There we go. All right, so although yes, I do see that there's this possible trend line that price could definitely reject off of, which will then help us more have that that opinion that I have standing that price can definitely still push to the downside, but I can't ignore this. And overall, DXY is still very much bearish. So just got to be careful with that. Got to watch for that for sure. But again, I am watching for the bullish move overall to the downside before going bullish again. I love this price action right here. Like this, it's kind of hard for me to think that the DXY is gonna keep pushing, like making lower lows. I don't think so on the daily time frame. So 4 hour, let me look for a lower time frame setup now because I like how the 4 hour made that bearish move. Those bearish moves broke these lows right here. Although price is most likely not gonna, like, it's gonna keep going to the upside. What I want to see is, and let me get my volume up here. Oh, my volume. I forgot this DXY, not Euro USD. So what I want to see is for price to really push to the upside, and I want it to do it slowly. I wouldn't want it to really rush up there like how it looks like it's gonna do. But overall, that's still what I want to see it to do, to come back up to like 92.578 and then make a lower low, right? Make that, I want to start to see that trend change. But overall, again, like I mentioned, guys, it looks like it's pretty solid. This is what I was really looking for throughout the week. So get that buy box in. Ooh, that is, yeah, I'm totally looking for a buy up there. Sell box. So I'm looking for price to come up to like 92.578 and that's when I'm gonna be saying yes, let's go ahead and go bullish. Thank you. I didn't even know it was on log. Let me see, maybe Peyton said something about that and I'm just playing. Alert, create. Got it, that's cool. Alright, so let's see what this is gonna do. I don't want this color. Sorry guys, that's solid for me. There we go. I just wanted to adjust that. So yeah, I have my alert set. Gonna see what price is gonna end up doing over here. On the DXY, I'm loving it though, so I'm gonna go ahead and put this right there. Sorry. It's going over to, oops, before I go on over to regular technical analysis, let me go ahead and take a look at the weekly time frame. So weekly time frame on the US dollar on arbitrage has called for that buy. And again, guys, I've already mentioned that I want to see price drop down before continuing going bullish. Now it can keep going bullish, and candle that we're having printed out is a yellow candle, so that's showing that there might be some bullish pressure. But again, I would love to see that retracement before I get the bullish push to the upside overall. Daily time frame on arbitrage is very much bullish, but again, we could see that it could possibly be turning around shortly. 4-hour time frame, I like seeing that blue candle, even though price is looking like it wants to retrace. The RSI line isn't quite up here yet, so I'm not quite ready to sell the DXY on the 4-hour on arbitrage yet. I'm not even looking for sells really. I just want that correction. And DXY is called for the buy on the 1-hour, but sell on the 1-hour. But again, I want that retracement. Like, I'm not really looking at arbitrage for this move in particular, but this is what I'm really gunning for on the DXY. And so I would probably play it like this. Type of thing, something like that. That's what I'm looking at for like the DXY overall. So add that towards whatever other USD pair there is. If it's USD CAD, USD JPY, basically the opposite of that. The same as that. And if it's Euro USD or GP USD, then the opposite of what this is, basically. So let's go on over to Euro USD. Euro USD. Weekly time frame. Ooh, hold on. Before I do this, let me go over here. So this is what I was looking for last week, and I was saying that okay, arbitrage is telling us to get out a little early. Let's go ahead and do that. And if we would have stayed in, we would have taken that L. That's the reason why I was like, I'm not even gonna give that many setups this week, because it could be a whole lot of L's, and that's when you just have to know when to trade and when not to trade. Like, I didn't have that necessarily that much of a great week, but I didn't have a bad week either because I broke even. So and that's just me on my personal trading. That's why I was like, what, instead of giving out some type of trade ideas or whatever, let me just keep it with myself, and then see what price is going to do. So overall, just like how with the DXY, how I'm saying that I wanted to see it go to its supply zone and then continue for the DXY to go to the downside to that buy box and then continue going to the upside. Exact opposite of Euro USD. I love this weekly candle. Weekly wick to the downside, price pushing up, closing at this demand zone that I had drawn up, so it's still in play overall. I like seeing that. Volume isn't necessarily the highest on the daily time frame, but we'll look at that on the lower time frames. But I do, again, this candlestick is telling me, I'm not really trying to go to the downside. I just want to do this retracement. This could be considered what a lot of people will say that, okay, yes, this is what I want to see. Oops, hold on. There you go. That was it. Okay, I got this double bottom. Now I'll take it to the upside, type of thing, Which that's not even a terrible idea. That's not even a terrible idea, because overall I do like this wick to the downside. It's not necessarily. I can't say this is a spring at all. That's not a spring, unless, hold on. Yeah, actually, this could definitely be a spring type of vibe. I could see it. Okay. Not necessarily the greatest looking. I would have wanted another touchdown here once, but it's all right, So Euro USD overall, same thing. I want to see price push up to like 1.20477 for overall sell. And if I'm drawing out the fib from this recent move, you see this volume big volume on this candle, bigger volume on the next candle right after. I love seeing that. What I want to see is price push to the downside and then take me even higher. Make higher highs, because I definitely do love this play right here. And as I usually talk about a lot with Payton's moves, or one of Payton's signature moves, get that push to the downside, impulsive move, retest, continuation. So that's what I'm looking for overall on Euro USD. That's the play that I'm looking for. I'm gonna go ahead and set my alert up there so that once price gets there, I will be able to know that, hey, that's where I'm looking to get in. Possibly, who knows, maybe I will, maybe I won't, depending on what price action looks like. That's when I will look to get in or not. So that's for Euro USD. Going over to arbitrage. I keep forgetting about going here before I go into the next one. 1 hour time frame already called for a buy, but I mean, I wouldn't trade off of this in particular. That's just my preference personally. I would really want 1.18292 or something like that for me to get into a buy. So I'm not gonna look for the 1 hour play. The 4 hour time frame, rejecting off of the lower danger zone, and the RSI line isn't even close to there either. So again, I'm just kind of waiting for that retracement before I look to try to get into Euro USD. The confirmations aren't even there yet for the buy, so that's another good thing. Confirmations are barely here, but not all the way. So, and then daily time frame has just been bearish. So I'm not really trying to look for this play right here, you know. Overall, waiting for 1.18259. It's going over to AUD USD. AUD USD showed out, man. I'm not gonna lie. Now the volume isn't as crazy as this volume that's like right here, but this is pretty high volume for what has been going on throughout the days, you know. So first of all, let's go into the weekly time frame. Just like with everything else, just like with the other USD pairs, what I want to see is price come up to like 0.76900 to give me that good retracement, and then continue to the downside for me to be really like, okay, this is what I'm going to try to get into a sell. And then I want to see like AUD USD really make a trend change, you know. So as it's holding here, I like that whip to the downside on the weekly time frame. That's really nice looking. Daily time frame, I like this bullish engulfing candle. So same thing as with the other, as with the DXY, as with Euro USD. I would like to see this retracement before I try to get into any type of buy on AUD USD. So 0.74712 to the upside. That's what I'm looking at for AUD USD. Setting up my alert there personally. I ain't tripping. Okay, so that's for AUD USD. I'm overall bullish on it. I'm overall bullish on it for this week at least, unless it does like how many pips to the upside, like in like the matter of the whole week. Like if it does 260 pips in like 1 week, then I'm sure then I'm gonna be bearish next week. But you guys know what I'm trying to say. I was about to do it again. Okay, so let's go on over to the weekly time frame. Let me check the chat. Okay. Alright, so weekly time frame. First of all, let me get rid of all these drawings real quick. Actually, I'm just gonna hide them real quick. I'm not gonna delete them. So weekly time frame, very, very bearish on the weekly Australian dollar. And we are starting to get this candle. Once this candle prints in 4 days and 22 hours, as long as price is under this RSI line, then I will be saying that yes, price will be calling for a sell on AUD USD over on the weekly time frame, and so that's going to be big indication telling me that AUD/USD is going to be looking for a drop. Daily time frame, I'm very much bearish. It's over here above the second deviation, not really looking for anything on the daily necessarily, just waiting it out. 4-hour time frame, price is holding under the RSI line, so that retracement looks very nice to me, because once price is rejecting off of this RSI line, as long as it doesn't go above it, then I'd be like, yes, let's go ahead and go a little lower. You know, like I said, for my setup that I want, I would love, that's what I wanted to do. 1-hour time frame went bullish, but I would not have played this personally, and you know, it just went bullish. It looks like it could make a possible double top up here. I'm not looking for that though. I just want that retracement and then a continuation. All right. Oh wait, let me go see what the drawings I had there from last week were before I continue. Sorry. Oh yeah, this was a L looking to happen. I'm glad I didn't take that. Yeah, I'll go ahead and check gold. Don't worry. Check that out. I just follow through my list. Gold is gonna be after USDMXN. Gonna go and take a look at USDCHF. All right, so I had gone into this UCHF buy, and like it was a pretty decent play right here, or not to buy, the sell. I'm tripping. I got into this UCHF sell last week. Going to go ahead and get that out the way. This is just all for my notes, or my journaling, because that is an important aspect of trading that you want to do. All right, so unfortunately for me though, before I even got into that UCHF sell, I'm actually going to show my loss to you guys. This is why sometimes just waiting for news to play out, especially like with NFP and stuff like that, in a week, you want to wait for it, because I didn't even know, or I forgot totally about NFP. I'm not going to lie to anybody. I totally forgot about NFP. So I had got into this sell that happened, the retracement. I got into this sell right here, and this was a 4 o'clock, what's the word I'm looking for? Spreads. The spreads kicked in, which made price drop all the way down here. If it was a regular trade, I would have been at break even. But that, hold on, give me a second. Where? Oh. Here you go. Oh, I'm pretty sure. All right, bye. My bad. So, with that being said, price ended up coming. I had bought right. I sold right here. Price had ended up hitting where I would have put my break even at. My break even did not get hit, and then price ended up taking me out the trade, which irritated me. And there's some people who are even saying that this wick never happened on their broker. So again, that's just like, it tells you a lot. And then price ended up stopping me out and then dropping once again. But then I was able to find an entry, which, I mean, if anybody wants me to tell them that later on, they can. But I just wanted to show you guys my loss first. I don't really care for showing my profits because I win a lot. I mean, I don't win a lot, but that kind of sounds cocky to say, but I know that my wins are more than my losses. And so when I lose, I want to highlight the losses so that I can learn how not to lose again, you know? And so overall, what I'm looking at for UCHF is it's broken this bearish structure, broken multiple higher lows. So what I want to see on UCHF is for price to come up to 0.92534 and then continue on to the downside. Just wanted to show that real quick before I actually talk about the reason why I'm showing that, because I've only shown the smaller time frames, right? Create daily time frame. I had mentioned about the supply zone right here that I was looking for price to reject off of, and I also had talked about a possible head and shoulders forming on the daily time frame for UCHF, right? So this would have been like, if price would have came anywhere even higher than this supply zone right here, then it could have definitely still been a head and shoulders. It could still go up there for all we know, right? But that's not what I'm looking for. All I want to see is really price come down to 0.90443, and then I'll start looking for buys in that general area for another push to the upside. I love the volume that kicked in. That's very nice volume for me. So again, that retracement is crucial. I need that retracement before I look to get into a UCHF sell again, and you know, that's the play. Let's go ahead and look over on to arbitrage. So arbitrage weekly time frame, I've been talking about it for weeks now, that it's been calling for this buy on arbitrage. And so what I'm really watching for it to do is, I mean, as much as I want that retracement off of arbitrage, if I was still in this buy, because I had decided to get out of my long-term buy, I'm like, you know, I'll just wait for more entries. I still would want this to go to the upside if I was only trading off of arbitrage, but I'm not. So daily time frames, it would have hit daily time frame profits if anybody would have gone into that. But again, I'm not looking for a UCHF to really buy. 4-hour time frame isn't the greatest looking. I'm not even going to look at that. Yeah, and the 1-hour time frame is very bearish. So I'm going to wait on arbitrage. After all those impulsive moves, I'll wait for arbitrage to give me the retracements, and then for me to like match them up with everything, you know? So while that's going on, give me that retracement. I have my alert set. Let's see what happens. Okay, it's going over to the VIX for the US indices, and I'm glad that I've been mentioning that I do not want anybody to try to buy this or try to get into any US indices sells, because this thing has just been ridiculous. Let me go ahead and delete everything first of all. Yeah, price is just making lower lows. Like, it's not for me. It's not for me to trade. Even on this daily time frame, all these wicks that are showing to the bottom, I'm not convinced. So I'm not even looking at the wicks right now. I'm gonna leave the wicks to my man Peyton. Because take a look right here. This ended up not playing out at all. I said that if price starts to show me stuff, or I think I actually got in and I said, you know what, I'm getting out early, and it was a great call because look what price ended up doing. S&P just kept going to the upside, you know, showing no mercy. And you know, I could have said that, like, once you see this, I could have been like, oh, the price is probably not going to end up selling. After the way how it climbed up too fast, you know, just like how Peyton always says. So UCHF making higher highs, and I say this, I feel like I say this every week, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that was probably from like 2 weeks ago. You see, that's how much I don't even talk about S&P anymore, because that was from 2 weeks ago that I had did that chart up. Not even this last week. But, you know, and this is just me personally. I see a couple of people that they want to try to swing sell this, and I'm like, why are you going to look to swing sell it? Look, if you're going to sell it, only look to scalp it, because price is just making higher highs. Like, there's no reason why you should be trying to look for any sell opportunities until they really show and present themselves. You know, so S&P, I personally don't have anything for it. Again, this was like weeks ago, this play right here. Like 2 weeks ago. I don't even know why I still have. Well, that just goes to show you how much I trade this. US 30 currently at this zone. I know there's going to be quite a few people who are looking to sell it here. Well, I don't know anybody personally, but I'm pretty sure that like retail traders are like, oh yes, this is a good time to sell. Which it could be, you know, it could be a good time to sell, because if I were to look for a buy opportunity, I would want price to retrace first before I got into the buy. So, yes, if I was looking for sells, then, I mean, if I were trying to get into this trade, then for those who are selling right here, you're in luck. But I personally don't think that's what's going to happen. But if it does, I might play it, you know. I do see that there is liquidity that could be found, would that be right here. But with the other US indices only making higher highs on the weekly, I'm not going to go and say that, oh, you should go ahead and try to you should go ahead and try to sell this right here as the US indices are making higher highs. It's just, no. It's just not my thing. So overall, like I said, there could be some liquidity up here where a price can come and just do a stop hunt, then drop, but not for me. And if it does play like that, where it gets the stop hunt then drops, if I get a retracement, like let's see right here, hide that. If I can get price to do the stop hunt, drop, retrace, heck yeah, I'm selling. Especially if pain gives that cosign, oh, you know it. So that's probably the only way that I would sell this at this point, for me personally. But again, I'm not gonna be. I would be looking for buys at this 3403 100 area. See what that would look like. If you want to see what arbitrage looks like, if you just want to see green, then sure. See why I don't sell? See why I don't sell? See why I'm not trying to sell this? It's because the sales aren't for me on the 1 hour. If you want to see this bullish daily time frame, still bullish. It's just the reason why I'm not interested in these, because they're just if you buy at any random given time on the US indices, you're more likely to be positive than negative. So that's just how I see it, you know? And that's just not my personal way of trading. But NASDAQ, look at it, it's doing numbers. Like, that's why I'm saying, like, I don't feel comfortable trying to tell anybody to go and try to sell US 30, because the other US indices, they just keep going higher and higher. So I don't have anything for you NAS 100. I don't, like I said, I'm not trading those indices. It's just not for me. All right, so USDMXN, this buy that I had said that I was looking for to get in, I'm not too sure if I want to try and get in it anymore, especially since I'm wanting for the DXY to go bearish, and price really bounced off of the supply zone that was up here and dropped really hard. So that's making me just, I had to remember that I had talked about one time that once price broke this, I think it was this trend line right here, or something like that, something of those likes, you know? And I was like, okay, price could be definitely bearish. I'm going to want to see what happens when price comes back up to the supply zone. And then it ended up dropping from said supply zone. So that's only making me think that USDMXN is really bearish. So I'm going to go ahead and take a breather on it. Overall, I do want this buy to play out. But from what it looks like, it's in drawdown. And it's, remember, it's just like how with the last swing that I had talked about. I'm like, so hey, this could be in drawdown for all we know for a couple of days and stuff like that, then go bullish. But for me, right now, I'm being patient on USDMXN. And if it makes lower lows, then hey, I could say that I was being careful and I didn't get in. And that's okay, right? Because look, even with this bearish candle right here, and then price is dropping while the volume is as high. Yeah, no thanks, you know? Big volume, price dropping. Yeah, nah. I'm good. And I promise you everything's bearish on here. Like, weekly time frame still bearish. This is what really put the coffee. Oh my goodness, look at this week, how it closed. Yeah, no, I'm not trying to sell. I'm not even trying to buy anything USDMXN right now. Look at this, how it, like, the candle formed. If I could get a better candle next week, then yeah, maybe I'll look for buys. Daily bearish engulfing candle, no thank you, I'm good. Yeah, no thanks on that. And you see, it's stuff like this when I see it on arbitrage, I'm like, okay, now you're giving me hope. We'll see how things play out on Tuesday, what USDMXN looks like before I decide if I want to try to trade it or not. But as for right now, I am solid and I'm not going to touch it. All right, let's go on to Goldilocks, everybody's favorite. Let's go on to everybody's favorite. So first of all, let me even talk about the 1 hour time frame before I go on to the higher time frames real quick. So first of all, I was mentioning that I see this, like this pennant right here, and if price breaks out and it retraces maybe it's gonna drop, and that's not what I was necessarily looking for. I was not looking for this. I was saying this is what I'm afraid of, but that didn't play out. What indeed ended up playing out was not the greatest looking, but you know. Oh, it just looks ugly to me at this point for a bear flag of any type of sort. But I do want to see price break out to the upside and come up over to 1863 for me to be able to get into a sell. I've been saying that, and I'm saying that okay, this demand zone right here is a place where price could definitely look to go bullish at, and it still is. It still has held at this demand zone for price to keep going to the upside. So, I mean, again, I just been waiting for that personally. Gold though is just like on the 1 hour. Hold on, let me go into the weekly first before I go onto the 1 hour back. Before I go back to the 1 hour. So yeah, I like this weekly candle how it closed like that. That's giving me really good signs saying that okay, price is probably gonna come back up to the sell box. Let me delete that. Up to this sell box, that because after this bearish engulfing candle, I'm definitely looking for that. Like I'm waiting, I'm waiting for that to play out. But also we can see that price has been, you know, just chilling at this. What the heck? Thank you. It's been chilling at this resistance right here, right? It's just been holding at this resistance. Price has wicked it 3 times. And even if I put one down here, same thing. So overall, I just see basically, despite these wicks, because if I were to put a line chart on here, then it's not gonna show. It's not gonna show any wicks to the downside. That price is just ranging on gold, you know. And so what I would really appreciate, I wouldn't even be mad if gold kept going, then retrace and then push to the upside. I would not be mad at that. You know, I would. That's what I would prefer for price to do something like this. You know, for price to come up to like 1816 or something like that, retrace back to 1775, and then continue on to the upside. I would prefer that rather than anything else. Let me go check over here real quick. Okay, nobody's here. Cool. All right, so as I said, you know, I want to see price go back up to that sell box. That's what I've been waiting for. My alert's still there. Been patiently waiting. Arbitrage 1 hour time frame. It looks like it might be setting up for a potential sell. I'm actually going to set this alert. I like how it looks. Out of everything that I've seen so far on arbitrage, is probably the best thing that I've seen today. And that's just how it is after a really impulsive day. That's what happens, you know. You just got to give arbitrage some time to rearrange itself, and then that's when you can be like, all right, now I can start to look for something. So I'll create that on the 1 hour time frame. Weekly still very much bearish, but I still want to see that retracement before I continue on selling. Same thing, retrace, continuation to the downside. 4 hour time frame, it looks like it's trying to do it, but it just looks terrible on the 4 hour. So that's what I'm seeing on gold. 1863, that's my 1864 basically is my number. All right, let's go on over to the cryptos. So first of all, let me get rid of some things that doesn't. Hold on. All right, so first of all, what am I doing? Let me go to the weekly. And I don't know why I don't have my 50 EMA on either. Sorry about that, folks, for those who like my 50 EMA. All right, so Bitcoin has 13 minutes to close. Looks like a kind of doji candle is getting ready to be printed out. I still like this the previous week's candle, how it closed. That looks amazing to me. That's that spring move. Got that retracement right there. But what I am looking for ultimately on Bitcoin at this point, first I need to see it really start to try to break this daily 50 EMA, which is probably going to consolidate until it does that. So I'm not expecting much movement in the cryptos and like for the next coming couple of days, you know. I wouldn't be surprised to see if the cryptos like came, because I see that price almost came to touch the 61.8 right here. Hold on, let me move this higher because it probably did. Yeah, it barely touched this 32,700. Did it? Low 32. It didn't. Yeah, it came to the air. Oh, it did. Never mind. Right here, it did. Off of this candle. So it really did come in at 32,700. 61.8. If anybody would have taken that trade, we stop loss would have been at break even. That wasn't a trade that I was looking for. But I would have really wanted to see like price come down to the likes of 32,000 or like 31,500 for a potential buy. That would have been idealistic for me. But overall, at this point, what I just want to see is what price. I want to see price really start to try to break out and break above these highs first, right? Before I really like, I still am confident. I still do think that the cryptos are gonna buy. I like how the price is above the 50 EMA on the 4-hour time frame, but it's still looking very bearish, you know. And as much as the volume was here, this isn't the candle that I want to see with this volume necessarily, because I mean, again, what can very much happen, not again, but just looking, you know, just I gotta play the devil's advocate, you know. From this high to this low of 29,255, look where price literally came in, almost tapped the 61.8 fib, right? Now, I'm not saying that this is where price is gonna come up to 37,778 and then price drops, but I'm not naive to the fact that can be a possibility. So that's something that I'm going to be watching for. And price is in a downtrend. It is in a downtrend on like the 4-hour, the daily. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that are going to be like, oh, on the weekly time frame it's not in a downtrend, and that's a fact. It definitely is not, but it is definitely looking quite overextended. You know, I'm not saying that just to say that, oh, it's going to fall, because in the crypto markets, that's not what it is. It's not about, oh, it's overextended, yada yada, none of that. It's just about if there's demand there, then price is gonna go up. Simple. So still watching. I want to see what price is gonna do here. I'm not looking for the sell though. But if price does come up here and then starts to make a retracement, I'm probably gonna start looking for a potential buy. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, let's just say, for instance, price climbs up here to 37,778 and then pushes down, rejects off of here at like 32,000 and then continues going bullish. You know, that's my type of play. That's my type of play that I'm looking for. So I won't be mad at it. So this is what I'm looking at for overall. Something like that. But I'm gonna have to be patient and wait and see, because again, that's just what I would want to see before I get in. Dang, even on the wait, what did I draw? Oh, this is from last week. Yeah, that I said that price could definitely be rejecting off of here, and you know, same thing. It's off of the RSI line, so that's probably the exact reason why I drew it that way. Like, it's bouncing off of this RSI line until it breaks out. I need that retracement, then a continuation. So this is basically the same thing, kinda. 4-hour called for that buy. I'm not playing off of this 4-hour time frame though, because it doesn't look that great. 1-hour time frame looks like it's setting up, and based off of this hourly close, it looks like price might drop. So it's interesting to see. 30-minute time frame calling for that sell. So maybe we aren't gonna get that. I could see on the 1 hour from this high to this low, price rejecting off of this zone. Good drop. So again, I'm watching to see what price is on Bitcoin, but I'm not touching it quite yet. I'm being patient on it. Ripple, it's back up to this high. this play out. It barely came right here, so it didn't touch what I wanted to touch. But so price is back up to the 72 cents area. Again, until price breaks the zone to go any higher, I can't necessarily try and trade anything off of it. Well, I can't get into anything right now, first of all. Or if I was trying to get into something, it'd have to be a sell, because based off of just price rejecting off of here again, and then where it's rejecting at right now, 59 cents might be coming close sooner than I think. But I'm not really looking forward to that, you know. Like I mentioned, I'd rather just see price really make a retracement down to like 62 cents and then go bullish. But I'm being patient on him. I'm gonna have to wait and see what's up. I was doing some math on some of that earlier. So yeah, with Ripple, I'm just being patient. Let me look at the weekly time frame real quick. I like that wick, like I mentioned about last week. The wicks that are pointing to the downside, they're all lovely, and I like how it's against the 50 EMA, but still it's very interesting. Weekly time frame, I'm liking how price is holding above the RSI line. 6 minutes and 50 seconds left, so that's cool, but it's not enough to convince me that price is gonna. I want to see this. I still want to see this breakout, retest, the continuation. That's what I really want to see on Ripple. 4 hour time frame, not playing it. It looks terrible from that point of view. And based off of this bullish engulfing candle and the way how the RSI looks, we could get that retracement to the downside on Ripple. So, you know, I'm just being patient. I'm not gonna really try to trade anything off of this. And you know, if I were to pick anything for a potential buy area, like I said, 57 cents, 59 cents, that'd be cool for something like that. I don't know, but I'm gonna be patient on Ripple for sure. Damn, this thing really did play out pretty nicely. Back here as well. Okay, so let's see what happened to Ripple for sure. Litecoin. Ooh, hold on. Before I go on to Litecoin, let me go on to weekly time frame. Or hold on, let me see what the 30-minute time frame looks like on Ripple. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end up falling a little bit. Okay, Litecoin. Same jazz. If I were to play anything off of this, I'd probably just wanted to do this. Make that retracement to like 117. And then continue. Especially since it's not breaking this high that I wanted to previously break. And that's exactly what I'm gonna have to play it like right now. 4 hour time frame. It looks like it's making a double high, a double top kind of, but it's not quite there. It could very well just be that, oh, from this high to this low, price wanted to act like it's gonna go hit stop loss if people were trying to sell that. You know, I might try to get into a quick sell later on Litecoin, just because I know that on my account that it's gonna like the lot size and the contract size and all that is different than all the other cryptos. So Litecoin, like I mentioned, if price can come back like to 117, 120, I'm probably going to be looking for buys there, but it just depends on how things go. Weekly time frame is still not looking the greatest for Litecoin, like honestly. Still holding under the RSI line, not a fan of that. Daily time frame is setting up for a potential buy though, so if I can get that breakout, this is what I'm ultimately looking for, just like with all the other cryptos. I want that breakout, the retest, and then a continuation to the upside. Four-hour time frame, calling for a buy, but I'm not really playing off of the 4-hour time frames right now. And 1 hour time frame, again, bearish engulfing candle, It could be setting up for a potential sell, but I am not looking for that right now. We just want the retracement first. And Ethereum's outperforming everybody, so I love that. From this buy that I had mentioned the other, how many weeks ago, that thing would have hit take profit if you would have stayed in it. But yeah, Ethereum's outperforming everybody, so that's good to see. Broke these highs. Depending on wherever Ethereum really stops at, that's why I would look to start looking for a potential retracement and continuation. I do know, however, that from this high to this low, that Ethereum could definitely stop in between this area and make a retracement. However, though, I am not looking for sells on Ethereum, right? I personally am not. Wait, hold on. Let me not do that. I'm gonna move you up here. And then I'm going to use this fib because what I am personally looking for, and like again, wherever Ethereum stops at, that's its business. But I want the retracement back to the 71%, which in this scenario is 1901. And then I want that continuation to the upside. So, that's the play that I'm looking for, really. So, let's see what Ethereum does. Let's go on over to arbitrage. Almost forgot. Let me see if there's anything in the chat real quick. Nope. Okay. Weekly time frame still definitely bullish on Ethereum. I'll get rid of this. Same thing as with all the other cryptos with arbitrage. I want that breakout on the daily time frame, then a retracement, and then a continuation to the upside, right? I'm tripping, my bad. Or I'm gonna leave that open. So 4-hour time frame up at the second deviation. I am watching for that, but not really gonna test it or anything like that off of Ethereum, just letting it do its thing. 1-hour time frame does look like they might be setting up for a potential sell, but again, I am being patient on those. If I personally am gonna take any sells, but I'm probably not going to. I'm just gonna wait for the retracement. So that's for the cryptos. Let's go on over to the GBPs, and then I'll go ahead and say that if there's any other pairs other than GBP, USD, GA, GJ, and Euro GBP, if there's any other pairs that you guys want me to go over that I have not gone over, then I will be more than happy to do that. So GPUSD, I had attempted to take this sell a couple weeks ago, I think like 2 weeks ago maybe, or was it last week? And I ended up taking a fat L from it. It happens, right? Well, not a fat L. It's like just what, 53 pips. I risked 1% on the trade. It is what it is. Go ahead and get rid of this. But I still do want to see price come back up to the sell box after hitting. Dang, I mean, it's already done that. You know, it's already came up, hit the sell box, then retraced. But with the way how the US dollar is playing right now, I like the potential. Let me get rid of all this stuff right here. Because this setup, like this entry in this setup is already gone. Price literally wicked it and then dropped. Like that was true sniperism right there, but I didn't get in it. So I'm not a sniper. Like if price stops right here though, I'm liking the bullish price action on the 4-hour time frame. 3 white soldiers. I like seeing that. If I could see that retracement, then a continuation to the upside, that's solid. That will be mad love, especially after doing the stop hunt, then doing this type of move. Muy bien. I would love that. So, looking for this to play out overall. Delete this because it's a little bit more sloppier, and then I will see what G talking about during London session probably, because that's probably when it's going to start moving. So I'll create that. Going over to arbitrage, 1-hour time frame. Oh, this played out crazy. What did I fib over here? Oh yeah, that's absolutely nothing. Let me actually delete all this. So 4-hour time frame, possibly setting up for a potential buy, but I am not looking for this right now. Give me that retracement first, personally. Daily time frame, very bearish, but when I'm looking at these daily candles and I'm seeing that they kind of it's not necessarily tweezer bottoms because there isn't two wicks to the downside. But when I see, I like seeing the same lengthy size of the Mariposa candles, like just back to back like that. And then a weekly time frame, it looks like it's just wicking the RSI line, not ready to sell yet. So overall, I want to see this retracement. I really want to see what GU is going to do. I want to see this play out for real. 1.37663 getting hit and then going bullish. That's what I want to see. Let me move this camera over to me because I definitely kicked that, I think, or something. Yeah, I kicked it. Sorry. I just noticed that. Alright, so GA, I am in this sell currently on GA. My break even hasn't been hit yet. The price did drop down to about 75 pips, but my break even has not been hit. I'm not looking for that. I mean, I'm not looking for my break even to be touched. This is what I am in, and I'm still like, I'm really waiting to see if price is going to hold at the supply zone or if it's going to keep going bullish, you know. And if it does keep going bullish, and I'm like, hey man, like, congrats to you. Big bearish candle right here, but that's like this is like at 5, which is kind of questionable to me. Wait, is it? No, this is 7 a.m. So this was off of news, you know, with USD news. So I do want to see price. Not necessarily I want to see it, but I think that price can do something like this, where it comes back up to like 1.84376 and then continues falling, which it does. If it does, hey, that's cool and everything, but I'm not really certain if that's what's going to happen. But if you get the play and you see the setup and the candlesticks, I mean the price action is telling you what's up, take that trade. That's what I would do. It's not a bad idea. GA weekly time frame, then bullish. I don't like seeing this for a potential sell though, because I do want that retracement overall for GA before I try to get into a sell. Regardless, like if I'm being quite honest, I want to still see this. Daily time frame. Daily time frame setting up for potential sell. That's even one of the other reasons why I got into the sell in the first place. So I'm like, okay, it's potentially setting up for it. 4-hour time frame. I called for a buy here, but again, I'm not really crazy over the 4-hour right now. And 1-hour time frame is not for me. So overall, I'm gonna wait and see what GA is gonna do. Going over to GPJPY. Alright, so GJ, I had drawn out this fib from this low to this high. Price had dropped down a little bit, came back up to this zone. So I mean, if I was already selling that, my break even would have been hit, you know. And so I would personally just wait for, you know, a potential move up to like 154.452 or something. Since price is already here, it could just keep going to the upside as well. Especially since I'm looking for like GU to go bullish, GA could possibly go a little bit more bullish, and depending on EG, I might think EG might be. I have a buy limit on EG, so yeah, GJ is calling for a buy over here. I wouldn't play it personally. 4-hour time frames calling for a buy. Yeah, again, guys, just leave if you're looking to sell GJ right now. I wouldn't. I'd wait for again. Wait for like 1.5. Like, let me see. So from this high to this low. If I go into the daily time frame, it'll look a little better. Even this, it looks terrible. No lie. But yeah, no, don't even try to sell it right now. Daily time frame on here doesn't look that great for a sell, honestly. If you didn't get in up here, I would just wait. Don't like how this looks. because, like I said, this could just be going bullish from down here where it hit the 61.8 and going bullish. So yeah, just leave GJ alone for now. I mean, the 4 hour is trying to call for a buy, and it's gonna be printing out the candle in 53 minutes. So try that out. Overall, still want this to play out. So that's what I have for GJ. I'm still bearish on it overall, but I see the bulls coming in real quick. Alright, so Euro GBP. I have so many drawings on here because I have a trade set up here. So Euro GBP, what I have a buy limit for is down here at 0.85553, and I'm looking to take price up to like 0.86567. My break even will be at 26 pips. Sorry guys, I just had to take a deep breath. I had mapped this out and I was like, maybe it would be funny if this played out, but naturally it's like I was just watching it. Not really, especially on a Friday, I wasn't trying to get into it. But yeah, overall, I want to see if price is going to come down to 0.8553 and then go bullish, because overall, on the daily, I am still very much looking for a bullish move on EG to come up to 0.88156 and make higher highs. Going on to arbitrage, price is still holding at this lower danger zone, but you know, with the GBPs, it's still really too early to tell on all of these pairs, and me just trying to get into them long term. It's kind of like, well, you don't have enough confirmations for that to happen, especially on the higher time frames. Other than this weekly candle looking like a hammer, like leaving a wick to the downside, I don't have anything on the weekly. On the daily time frame, I don't really have any confirmations telling me that price is going to start to turn around. All I see is consolidation. On the 4 hour time frame, yeah, I have this arbitrage indicator telling me that it's going to sell, but it's been just going sideways for the past how many days? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just these GBP pairs, they're not really, it's too early to give a long-term move on them, because they just been, well, with GBP, JPY in them, they just been so bullish, and with Euro GBP, it's been so bearish. So I'm just gonna have to be really patient, but I do like this play right here that I have set up. I had put it in my journal already. It's for a buy limit. So with that being said, is there any other pairs that anybody wants me to take a look at? Nothing? I know that there's a delay, so I'll give it a couple minutes. Nothing? All right. Well, if that's the case, thank you guys for checking out my weekly analysis. Do appreciate it. If you guys did grab some value from this, please go ahead and drop a like and subscribe. Appreciate it for those who are watching live, and I do appreciate those who are going to watch the playback. And with that being said,